So last week, I had said Lauren LaRosa. I said I'll never forget her name. I talked about how she talked about me on the Breakfast Club when Andrew Schultz was on. She was like, "Ain't nobody checking for Gary Owen," and uh, she responded in a respectful manner. Still didn't admit she did anything wrong, and not necessarily did anything wrong, but still didn't see like, oh, I could see how he could have taken it like that. I'm not sure how she thought I was supposed to take it. If literally your name comes up and people are like kidding around, like, "Oh, you could have been talking about Gary Owen." She goes, anybody looking for Gary Owen or like that. I don't know how else I could have taken it, but I did listen to her, and I said I can't wait to go back on the Breakfast Club because she's not a. What I've realized is she's not a vindictive. She's not a mean person, and we'll see whenever I go on there and we have our discussion about it. We'll see where it leads. But I'm looking forward to it, and I still stick by my guns. I still think what she meant was, "Ain't nobody checking for Gary Owen." Whatever the checking for me is, I just think that's what she meant. And she's probably gonna say no, I didn't mean it like that. But I'm gonna stick to my guns. I think that's what she meant. So I feel like I am beating a dead horse. But it's funny how, and we're gonna get into Jess and her in a minute, talking about comments, internet comments. Internet comments. We do all read the comments. We do. It's just you don't take them serious. And you don't take them to heart. And I think anytime you're on the internet and you're reading like 10, 15, 20 bad comments about you, you start to be like, "Arr," and you respond sometimes. I look at all the internet comments and I just be like, it's funny to me because the ones I definitely don't take serious is when they'll be like this. This is how a white man does it. Here he goes attacking another black woman. I go, when did race come into this? I just said, Lauren LaRosa, a girl, says something. So it's funny to me how you got some people to be like, Garen's whole shtick is black women. But then when I just say a woman, a girl, and I don't bring up race, these people do. And when people say, I go, "Oh, you just lost all credibility with me. I can't listen to you." Because there are some comments that do, like, you appreciate them. And they're not all bad. We act like, don't read the comments. I go, well, the comments are entertaining. And some of them actually make sense. Some of them actually, you take something away from them. Like, oh, that's a side of this story I didn't think about. So, with that, there was so much going on this week at the Breakfast Club. You had Jess Hilarious against Lauren LaRosa. You had Corey Holcomb against Jess Hilarious. Then Jess got on her IG Live and she was going in on how the Breakfast Club doesn't have her back. And I sit back and I go, oh, this is interesting to talk about on a podcast. And I just think, I see it from every side. I'm not one to be like, oh, Jess is just wrong. She's crashing out. I don't think so. I think Jess was frustrated. I think she got hired thinking it was a three-man show, which it was before she got there, Angela Yee. She went on maternity leave, and she comes back, and she thought it was just back to the three of them. But Lauren never left. And there was lack of communication with the front office or the producers of the show. And she was just like, I thought when I got hired, it was the Breakfast Club, Envy, Charlemagne, and Jess. I did not know Lauren was going to be the fourth seat. And so I think she's just a little taken back that her segments are being cut. Lauren's cutting into her. And it was showing. Even before Jess crashed out, I heard her say, be quiet. I heard her say, shut up. And I was like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Because I might not watch the Breakfast Club every day as far as like the whole show. But I follow them on all social media platforms, so I'm getting all the clips. But I think it was cool, and I think it was productive that they had Jess say her piece, then they had Lauren come on and say her piece, and they talked about it. And there's some tension there. You could definitely feel it. But I think when Jess says things like, they never have my back, I'm like, they do. They got your back. They just don't pay attention to the internet like that. They're not letting the the comments dictate how they feel or how they should move. And Charlamagne and Envy's done a real good job their whole career doing that on the Breakfast Club. That's why they're still there. That's why they're number one. That's why everybody watches them. Now, what I will say, and I learned this when I had my reality show, Jess had said, yeah, what the fuck is you talking about? Baltimore comes out. It's rough. What the fuck is you talking about? So when Jess says, like, yeah, I'm out there all the time because I'm getting booked. I'm on the road. I've got more shows. Why is that? That's where I would ask Jess to take a step back. And I know you're in your feelings, and I know everything feels like the whole world's against you because you read the comments. And I can't tell somebody how they feel. When you feel like nobody has your back, that shit sucks, especially in the workplace. And you feel like you're not being heard, or you feel like this was not the job I took when you hired me. But I will say, when Jess is saying things like, I'm booked, what did you talk about? Well, a lot of times, the reason you're booked so much, there is a part of that has to do with the Breakfast Club. And when I had my reality show, the same producers, everybody, had come off the Kardashians. And so obviously they would tell me stories about Kim and Kylie and Chris, and I always keep that between me and the producers of the show. But great stories, by the way. There were some good ones that I'll never release. There were some good ones. But they said the one thing you could say about the Kardashians is they always knew, no matter how many cosmetic lines, no matter how many endorsements they got, it all stemmed from keeping up with the Kardashians. That's where that was the center of the universe, and everything else worked around it. So whenever it was time to do keeping up with the Kardashians, they made sure they made that the priority. And Jess can take this how she wants it. I like Jess a lot. I'd always tell her, keep in mind, there's a lot of opportunities are going to come your way, and they have come, and they'll keep coming if you keep the Breakfast Club at the center. And then you're going to get more stand-up dates. Then you'll probably get more endorsements, and you'll probably get more TV and film things outside the Breakfast Club because you're on every day, and everyone watches the Breakfast Club.